Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Are you as excited for FS22 as I am? We are getting ever so close to the release date, and I absolutely cannot wait to bring it to my channel and show you guys. With that being said, we already did a video of the 5 things coming to FS22 that I am really excited about. And in this video, we're going to flip it, and we're going to talk about 5 things that I still would love to see come to the series that we still do not have. So, if you would be so kind as to smash that like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and don't forget to tag that little bell so you'll always know when I upload, because if you're a Farming Simulator fan, we're going to be uploading a lot. Okay, we're going to be doing a lot of Farming Simulator content. So guys, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Ground deformation in the way of mud. I think this is something that definitely needs to come to Farming Simulator, and I realize that it's never going to be the level that we have here in SnowRunner, but this is literally the only game that I have that utilizes that type of ground deformation, especially in like a vehicle setting. Now, the only thing I can think of that may be causing issues with terrain deformation with Farming Simulator isn't really the mud itself, because we've seen mods that have put mud into the game, so we know you can put mud into the game. We know it's possible. What I'm thinking the issue is the fact that it can't be muddy all the time, right? So like for instance, you see this here, this is wet, but in a game like Farming Simulator, you don't want it to be like that all the time. When you get into the summer season and it dries up, you don't want the fields to be this muddy. You know, and then in the wet season, or like spring when the snow is all melted, it's going to be more muddy. So that may be the issue with adding terrain deformation into Farming Simulator. I'm not really sure. All I know is that I would love to see some form of this introduced into the game. I think it would just make the game a lot more enjoyable and feel a lot more realistic. Okay guys, for the second thing that I'd like to see in the game, we already kind of have in the game, but I'd like to see some vast improvements and some changes, and I'm talking about the weather. Now, it's something that I really can't show you guys, unfortunately, because it is random. It's a dynamic weather system, which is fine. But for instance, right now, if you look up in the top right-hand corner, it says it's cloudy. Now, I don't really consider this a cloudy day, right? I mean, this looks like just a typical summer day. You know, you got the white fluffy clouds. I mean, this would seem more like a partly cloudy day. I don't know. But as you can see, it's supposed to be cloudy, so I would like to see like literally a cloudy day with all cloud cover where you didn't see any blue sky or anything like that. But there are other things I would like to see changed with the weather that we're going to discuss just a little bit here. But I think we're going to harvest this field a little bit as we talk about that. So the first thing I would like to see is weather having more of an impact on your farming. Okay, because the way it is right now, I really feel like it doesn't give you, it doesn't do much, right? So if it's raining out, we can't harvest, but that's really about it. What I would really like to see incorporated into the game is some kind of weather system where maybe you have a really bad rainstorm and it ruins some of your crops, or maybe hail and you know you get crop damage. What about with seasons, right? What if you like early spring, it seems like it's going good, the weather's warming up, and then all of a sudden you have like that freak week-long freeze where the temperatures dip down again and maybe it kills some of your crops. You know, something like that. I mean, obviously it doesn't have to be as drastic as like tornadoes or hurricanes or anything like that, although I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it, to be honest. I think that would be a pretty cool feature, but I would like to see more variables on your farm to kind of have you fail, I guess. And I know that that kind of sounds strange, but yeah, I mean, the way it is right now, there really isn't much option for failure, right? I mean, we do have it where sometimes you'll plant crops and some of the crops won't take, which I think that's fantastic. I do hope that they bring that feature along to FS22. I'm sure they will. But yeah, I just want to see some more random things happen with the weather, you know, that it affects our farm more. And maybe they could do it where you could shut the feature off, because I know that there's probably a lot of people out there that are like, hey, look, man, I don't want my farm to fail. I don't want, you know, a freak storm to wipe out a field of my crops or whatever. And I get that. But yeah, maybe if they could just have the feature where you could turn it on and turn it off like they do with most of the features in the game, I think that would be absolutely fantastic. And the one thing I'm going to comment on, which I have no idea how they're going to handle it in FS22, but winter jobs, I really hope that they implement something new for winter jobs, like maybe plowing contracts or something like that. Again, I'm just throwing this out there because I don't know if it's in the game, but if it's not in the game, that's something that I hope they look at in the future. So anyway, guys, that is the second feature that I would like to see come to FS in the near future. Let's move on to the third one, shall we? Okay, so moving on, the next thing I would love to see come to the game is better animal management, I guess you want to say. I just want to see maybe more interactive stuff with the animals. Again, I would love to see baby animals in the game. Now, we know that this is possible. We've seen modders do it. Why Giants isn't doing it, I really don't know. But I would absolutely love to see it where you have your cows and you have a bull in here, and then you get baby animals and you see them, right? You come here and you'll see little calves running around, and then, you know, obviously whatever time you have your season set at, these cows will eventually turn into, you know, full-grown adult cattle. I would absolutely love to see something like that into the game. But also, what I would love to see, guys, so imagine this. You have a dairy farm, right? Early in the morning, you have to get up, you have to get out, you have to gather the cows up, you have to bring them to the milking barn, right? And have them milked. Now, I think this could work. It maybe not with the Giants engine, but kind of hear me out. So, with Fishing North Atlantic and Fishing Barents Sea, they have these little mini games, right? So when you catch like crab, or when you got a line out, each fish that you bring in that little mini game represents a certain number of fish. Okay, so this really doesn't apply too much with the cows, I don't feel, because those you would just be putting in a barn and, you know, you would be milking them. But what I really think something like this would shine in, no, these are pigs, not the pigs. Sorry guys, don't mean to rain on your parade. Not much to do with pigs, but the sheep. Here we go, the sheep, guys. This here. So imagine if you had sheep, right? And you have to kind of corral them into a barn or whatever, and you have to shear them. Right, so say you got like 500 sheep, so maybe they could have a little mini game where each sheep you shear is worth 100 sheep, right? And then I'm just saying, like, how cool would it be? Like, you see these sheep now, right? They got full wool. Like, I don't know when they shear sheep, guys, but whenever they shear them, whether it be spring or fall, or whenever they do it, could you just imagine going in and shearing them, and then coming out here and seeing them all sheared? Right? And then they slowly get their wool back. That is something that I would love to see them do with the game. Yeah, I just want to see them do more with the animals. I want more in-depth stuff. And again, guys, you know what, these are things that maybe the Giants engine just can't handle, that, you know, maybe it's impossible to come to the game. So I'm just really spitballing here, but yeah, I would love to see more interaction with the animals. Shear the sheep, put the cows in the barn. Eggs, you know what? I think they could do a better job at collecting eggs instead of just have them spawn. So if we go in here, you know, what if we went in here and had to actually collect the eggs? Now, that's how it was in FS17. You would come into the wherever the chickens were, and you would see eggs on the ground, and you would just kind of pick them up, right? But you know, what if we had a thing where you had to go into these little areas here and collect your eggs, and then, you know, kind of put them in boxes yourself? I think that would be a really cool feature to have in the game. Where I'm kind of at with it is just more. You know, it's a simulator, so the more that we have to do, I think would be really cool. And that's something that I would really love to see with the animals. Horses, guys, I'm not a big fan of horses. I'm not going to lie. I don't really see the point in having horses on the farm. And the dog, the way the dog is, I don't see the point in having a dog. I wish they'd introduce a couple more breeds for dogs, and I wish we could do more with the dogs, like maybe have them ride along with us in our pickup trucks or in our farm tractors. Other than that, the dog, it's just, it's a waste of resources in the game, I feel, and I kind of feel the same way about horses. I feel like it's a waste. I feel horses, they could replace with something like goats or something like that. So yeah, they could take the horses completely out of the game, and it wouldn't bother me one bit. But that is the third feature I'd like to see come to the game. Let's move on to the fourth feature, shall we? Okay, guys, so let me just sort of inform you that these last two features that I'd like to see in the game are a real long shot, okay? These are just something that I personally would like to see come to the game, and I know that there's probably a lot of people out there that'll disagree with me, and that's fine, but this is just things that I would desperately like to see come to the game that I think it would make the experience overall a lot better. And again, maybe it's something you could turn on and turn off, but one of the things I would love to see in this game is more farmer management. Okay, so it's called Farming Simulator, and I understand that everybody feels that it's about the machinery, it's about the work in the fields, working with the animals. You know, I understand that, but let's face it, guys, the most important part of the farm is the farmer. You. Without the farm doesn't run, okay? So I would love to see some kind of management for your farmer, right? What if you had like little health bars where you're hungry, you're thirsty, you're tired, right? You need to take breaks. Okay, so just imagine coming into town, you know what I mean? You can pop into various gas stations or supermarkets that they have that are, you know, just for that. Maybe in like gas stations you can buy snacks, you can buy chips and soda and stuff like that that you can keep on you, so when you're, you know, in your tractor, you can kind of munch on stuff to bring up your stats and stuff like that. Or then maybe you could go to full-fledged grocery stores to get meals and go back to your house and actually cook meals. And guys, before you put in the comments, they already have a game like this. I understand that, but the game sucks. The game is not the quality of farming as Farming Simulator. Okay? So no, I'm not going to play that game. Okay? I want to have something like that implemented into a good farming game. Okay? A farming game that I enjoy, like Farming Simulator. You know, and again, guys, these are just opinions. Everybody's allowed to have their opinion. If it's something that you don't want to see in the game, I respect that. You know, but this is something that I would definitely like to see come to the game. You know, because let's face it, it's a little unrealistic to have a farmer that just goes 24/7, doesn't need rest, doesn't need food. You know, and I understand that it's not like The Sims, which I've actually had this discussion in the Giants forum, and I've had people just attack me on it saying, well, if you want to play The Sims, play The Sims. I don't want to play The Sims. I want to have that kind of experience in this game because, again, this is called Farming Simulator, and I just feel that that would be part of it. You know, and again, it's just my opinion. You can feel free to disagree, but yeah, it's something that I would just love to see added into the game. Alright guys, so the final thing that I would like to see added to the game, and this is probably the most far-fetched out there idea that I have yet, but kind of hear me out. So, you know, when you go on your farm, you have your little garage where you can repair your vehicle and stuff like that, right? Okay, so here's my idea. You pull up to the garage, and you got this little floating light thingy, and you hit it, and it asks you, do you want to make repairs to your vehicle? You say yes. And then it snaps you to, like, a car mechanic simulator type of thing, right? Where you can put your tractor or your pickup truck up on a hoist, you can change the oil, you can charge the battery, you can change the battery, anything that needs to be fixed, you could fix it. You could take it apart and fix it. You could tear the engine down, right? You could do all these kinds of repairs on your vehicle. You can repaint it if you want. You know, and I'm thinking this would be an amazing thing to do in the winter months, right? When you have seasons on. So it's winter time. You can't do anything with the fields. Now is the time. You put your vehicles in the garage. You work on your vehicles. You give all the vehicles oil change. You know, you lube up the axles. You tune them up. Anything that needs to be fixed, you can bring it to the garage and you can fix it. You can order parts and stuff like that. I absolutely think that would be just so much fun to add to the game. And again, this is probably the most far-fetched thing that we would never see come to the game, but I would absolutely love it. I think that would be just a fantastic idea. But anyway, guys, those are the 5 things that I would like to see come to Farming Simulator in the future. I would love to hear from you guys, so drop in the comments. What are some things you would like to see come to the game? And you know what? Don't hold back, guys. Don't hold back. The crazier, the better. I want to hear all of it. I don't care how simple it is. I don't care how extremely crazy it sounds. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what you would absolutely love to see come to Farming Simulator in the future. Well, guys, that's where we're going to end this video. We're getting closer. We're getting closer to FS22. I can't wait. I'm super excited about it. I hope you guys are too. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.